Oh, hey, welcome. We're live. Hi, welcome to the Cafeteria of Love. So glad you're here. If you're here watching the replay, you're welcome here too. I am excited for today because we are here in the Cafeteria of Love doing our Dead Old Lady readings. And I'm going to give it a minute for people to join live. But if you have not joined us in these before, this is an opportunity for, well, you and me, Reverend Lunch Lady. I am your hostess, along with the Dead Old Ladies, and they are here in these lovely little recipe boxes because they're bringing us recipes for love. So what does that mean? That's the tips, the advice, the wisdom, the support around all things love, dating, relationship. So thanks for being here. If you're watching the replay, I like to say, this is kind of like an advice column. It's kind of like a tarot reading, sort of, but with a lot more butter. And if you're watching and you're thinking, oh, well, I would like to ask the Dead Old Ladies questions, but I'm not there. That's okay. We've already included everyone beyond all of you in the future in our experience today. So I'm guessing that something's going to pop where you go, oh, that was my question. It was answered, or I didn't even know I had that question. I'm so excited to get that inspiration or that answer. So who is here joining us? Awesome. Yay. Oh my God, I'm so psyched. Hi, Jay Watson. That is awesome. Hey, Mariah. Sweet. Okay, thanks for posting questions in the feed. So for those of you, and we'll get there in a second, for those of you who did post questions before in the Galore group, in the Galore group, then yay, hi, this is awesome. Yes, this is also being shared in the Super Love group. Hi, Mandy. Steph is here. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Wow. We've got a lot of questions, and we've got some write-in questions from Europe because, hey, they're sleeping right now. So what was I going to say? Oh, if you had posted a question in the group and you're here, please do post your question in the feed right now so that we have it all together. I do have some write-in questions, and I always like to open with a question to the Dead Old Ladies that is around our theme. And our theme right now is Galore, raising the bar for love. And so this is a 22-day experience that we're doing right now that, every day we're meeting and we're actually talking about different tools and strategies that are around the art and the consciousness of finding the one, but also expanding into greater levels of creation and confidence, and so that you can actually have the greatest relationship even beyond your imagination. So, okay, I'm hearing that our laser beam Larry is about to come in, so we may be hearing a lot of noise in a moment with all of our family members greeting him. So far, so good. All right. So, so cool. All right. So we have 4 Dead Old Ladies in the space. So this is Clara. This is Dolores. She's a very popular one in the kitchen. We have Abigail, and we have Tina. So those are our guests for today. And so let's dive in, and we're going to find out what they want us to know about, what it means to kind of step into the space of Galore or anything else. Who knows? They may have a totally different idea. So I'm going to Yay! Hi, Valerie. This is so fun seeing all of you. So, we're just going to spin the cards and pull out a card to see what is cooking in the kitchen today. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Oh, this is such good news. Campers. Okay, so lasagna, casseroles. I love that they're saying lasagna and then casseroles on the side and then dash cheese. Oh, yeah. Bring on the cheese. This is okay. All right. So it's also from Family Circle. Okay. All right. All right. Lots going on. So this is, if you haven't watched one of these, when we pull a card, it's almost like all of the dead old ladies in the Cafeteria of Love in the Sky, they're like gathering around and they start chatting and start sharing all this stuff with me about what it is they want us to know. And I like to think of them, well, first of all, clearly, if I have their recipes, they're dead. That's why I call them dead old ladies. And two, I like to think of it as, well, first of all, we know that, we're in these bodies, we go to the other side, and, we're aware of our infinite being even more. And to me, that's such a beautiful thing, because every time I've talked to people who connect with people on the other side, the biggest message over and over again is have more fun, love more. Just, it doesn't have to be so hard. So the dead old ladies are so amazing because they are the ones that kind of fast track us out of the fear, out of the victim mentality, out of the drama, out of the trauma, and give us really direct inspirations and answers. Okay, now I hear the garage door open and we may have a whole chorus of noise coming up in a second. So this specific lasagna is funny. It says always tops, which is hilarious, meaning that it's like always the best. So where are you not acknowledging for yourself how you are amazing? And it's also, they're also showing me all of the different layers in terms of our ancestry and our family. So right now, honoring, and I guess it's more of the awareness that, okay, who we are and how we are in relationship is formed by our lineage and our parents and our caregivers. So lasagna today, because sometimes it's different, but in this specific lasagna, they're really showing, okay, this idea that all of our beliefs and stories and points of view around what relationship is a collection. So if lasagna is just like all of these different layers, a collection of your life experience. And so that smushes all together and is this kind of amazing thing. And they want to remind you that, you're not just this like mush of casserole. Like, you are not all of those things mushed together. You are beyond that. You are this amazing independent being. And the more you can go, oh, wow, I have all these layers, then you can start saying, well, what is actually something that I would like to create? So this makes a lot of sense for Galore, because Galore is really asking that question. Galore is like, okay, if I could actually really honor who I am and not model the relationship after my parents, or, you know, just keep repeating what I've already done, what would that be? So, yeah, I mean, just even noticing how hard it is to like try to take apart all these noodles. This is stepping outside of the lasagna pan altogether. And oh my goodness. Yeah. And yeah, it's they're like showing me like a single like clean noodle. Like you get to be the noodle without all the sauce, without all the cheese, without smushing in with a million other noodles. Like you get to step aside. Okay, that was weird. And hopefully that gave you something to play with. Who is this from? I think it was Carla, maybe. No, not Carla. Clara. Okay. Yay! All right. Oh, hi everyone. There's so many more people here. Hey Larry, are you here? Okay. Cool. All right. Laser beam Larry might come say hi. I can't believe the dogs aren't barking. Anyway, hi Shivanti. Okay. All right. I want to dive into one of the super loved VIPs because I like to go to their questions first. So we had a question mailed in. So one moment, please. Really good question. Okay, I love this question. Okay. Dear Reverend Lunch Lady and the Dead Old Ladies. Oh, by the way, everyone, the Cafeteria of Love podcast is going to be happening soon, and we're going to be doing a Q&A style show. So if any of you are interested in being a part of that or submitting a question for that specifically, I would love that. And for those of you who have the means and a voice that is suited for radio, perhaps you would even record the question and we can put it on the show. Anyway, that was just a side note. Coming soon. All right. Good evening, Reverend Lunch Lady. Dear Dead Old Ladies, I feel a bit laid back about the online dating at the moment, to the point where I'm not even checking in every day. So I'm concerned that may mean I'm not tuning in and in alignment with my beloved and not making the effort to meet someone. But it also feels sort of okay to take time out from it. What would the DOLs advise? Please and thank you. Awesome. So I love this question because how many of you have felt like that? Like, oh, wow, I really want to actualize, manifest something into your life. And then you have a moment where maybe you're not feeling inspired or you're not feeling positive about it. And you're like, oh no, I'm ruining the manifestation. Well, this is kind of that kind of question. And so let's just see what happens. Well, I am going to pull a card from Tina. So Tina, so the other thing is the Dead Old Ladies and me, we love having your participation. So if there's anything that comes up in a reading and you're like, wow, I can relate. Oh, that was an aha for me. Or yay, yes, I believe. Amen. Hallelujah, corn. Whatever it is you want to say, go ahead and post that in the comments because, the energy is what really feeds the whole dealio. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So for this one, we got stuffed cabbage rolls. Look at that handwriting. 4 servings. Oh, the handwriting is divine. Okay, so interesting. Sometimes I just get a hit as soon as I pull a card, I'm like, whoa. And this one is one of those, whoa, where I'm just immediately getting like this gut balmy feeling. I don't even know what cabbage rolls are. Anyway, they sound kind of weird. Oh, it is beef and rice wrapped in cabbage. Okay. Anyway, so I got this gut bomb feeling. So the question was, all right, I'm kind of like not, feeling the online dating thing at the moment as much. I'm not checking in every day. Is that a bad sign? What's going on? So immediately, this is not, let's say, a sprint. So, and that's not what they're saying. This is what I'm saying. So, to start, and then we'll get to their gut bomb thing. So, this is really about you. So anywhere where you've decided that, first of all, there's like one way to create your love story. And, even if you've picked online dating, which I'm a big, 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 big coach for online dating. I totally believe it's a really powerful tool. And you are the one who is creating your life. So you want to be able to follow that energy. It's not always going to be like an on, on, on. I would encourage you to ask some questions. So for example, if you're, just not feeling it, okay, you don't have to check it every day. This isn't a full-time job. This is about like living your life in love, and then also engaging in these things and doing other things too. So what is actually calling your attention? Maybe it's doing some other kind of activity, or taking a class, or going out with friends, or volunteering somewhere. There's a lot of different things that are occurring, and it totally makes sense that the rhythm is going to be varied. And trust that, anywhere where you're going into oh my god, I must be doing it wrong, that's always a lie. The thing that you want to be able to do, and this is really perfect for the whole theme of Galore, is be able to like give yourself the space, give yourself the kindness, give yourself what works for you. And it's sometimes nice to have a little space from it. And then I found for myself personally, I would take some days where I'm like not really into that and go do some other things. And then, when I did have time, I would come back and just let it be a fun thing. So the stuffed cabbage rolls, interestingly enough, just put this knot in my stomach, like, oh. So it's like, it's kind of funny. They're showing me like just like pigging out on something, and like that feeling, too much of one thing at one time is never really gonna be satisfying. So really trust. It's like, okay, oh yeah, I feel full, so I'm gonna take a nap now. So that's the same thing you can do with online dating. So stuffed cabbage rolls are honoring that, maybe 1 or 2 cabbage rolls right now would be lovely, but 8 to 12, not so lovely. So give yourself a break, and then, make that commitment to yourself that, yeah, if you really want to create your love story, then, what other fun ways would you like to meet people? Hi. Okay. So, do you want to say hi? This is Laser Beam Larry. This is actually our real kitchen, the Cafeteria of Love kitchen. Oftentimes we're at headquarters doing this, but I like being in the kitchen. And don't tell anyone, because I know this is not proper hairnet attire for the kitchen. Okay. Awesome. All right. Awesome, Shivanti, related to that question. Oh my gosh, somebody says I enjoy the replays. Thank you for the videos. Yay, Victoria's here. Victoria, I know you posted a question in the group. Will you go ahead and post it here? And I would also invite you specifically to consider, is that question even relevant anymore? So for those of you who posted a couple days ago and you're posting now, check in with yourself. Okay, so I'm going to come back up here to Jay. Are you still here? Oh, you're asking for relationship advice with Brian. So, is there a more specific question that you may have around that? Curious. Yes. If you're here, maybe you can give us a little more information on what it is you are asking for. Okay, so Mandy. So we'll come back. Mandy says, hey, I'm traveling in 2 weeks on a cruise solo with 300 teammates I've never met. Would love to hear how you see this playing out for me. Is this shipboard romance a possibility? I'm ready for love. Well, okay, immediately they're like, hey, they don't predict the future. And here's why. Because you are the creator of your life. So in every moment, you get to make little choices that change your future. So if the dead old ladies immediately are going to go, of course it's a possibility. Of course it's a possibility. So, you know, what can you be? Like, what space can you be? So this is a really fun question to ask. What space can you be? And space is lovely because it's not a doing, it's not a becoming, it's not a like trying on any sort of persona or image. It's like, oh, well, what space can I be that can contribute to my love story? And who knows who you'll meet? Obviously, you're going to meet a lot of people. So how does that feed into the matrix of your future? So how much fun can you have on that cruise? And today, actually, in Galore, we talked a little bit about, if nothing changed in your life, if your life stayed the same as it was today and nothing ever changed, would you be happy? The challenge is if you're like, okay, I need to have this love story or I'm not going to be okay, which I'm sure any of you are not saying that literally or that directly, but you may be saying, I want this so badly and I really, really want this to work and have a sense of, I don't want to stay this way. Like, I don't want this to be the rest of my life. If any of you are saying, I don't want this to be the rest of my life, then right away, you have to be judging yourself. So be aware of that. Because if you go into a judgment of yourself and like, I'm not okay right now, this isn't okay, this life isn't okay, that would be better, then you've made a lot of decisions and conclusions about things that then kind of keep you from being able to receive magic and miracles. So consider that. I hope that was helpful. We didn't even have to pull a card. Yes. Okay, so Jay says, why does he not prioritize our time together? So that's an interesting one because, hey, okay. Hi, Francine. Do you want to come over? Will you pick her up? Hi. We have a guest in the kitchen. You're so cute. So I would say, why does he not prioritize our time together? That's kind of a hard thing for the dead old ladies to answer, honestly, because it's just like a why question and it's about somebody else. So let's play with that. And we're just going to ask them to give you insight on what you can be, or, ask, or let's just see what they say about that. So we're going to pick from Tina. I think we just picked from Tina, didn't we? Oh, well, she's calling me again. So, okay, here we go. Ooh, wow. Okay. Red. Oh my goodness, this is funny. Okay. J. Red snapper. Red snapper. I think that is really funny that there's two reds. Anyway, wow. Okay. All right. I'm just going to share what I'm getting. Well, first of all, I'm getting a sense of a huge amount of kind of suppressed resentment and frustration. And that may be you, that may be him, that may be the whole thing. So, already when there's some kind of complaint in the space that's not being spoken, then, yeah, that's going to continue to get kind of hot. So, I would just advise you to notice, okay, well, what is working here? What is the kind of complaint in the space that I have not communicated? If he is doing what he does and you're expecting a different result, then that's kind of on you. So, be aware, people, he's showing you how he functions. If you've been asking for more time and he's not making more time, then this is kind of what you got, unless you learn to or have a deeper sense of communication. I know nothing about your relationship. I know nothing about, where you guys have come from, what's going on. But I would say that typically, if you've communicated that you want more time together and that's not happening, then, that's what he's choosing. And your resistance against it is probably just going to create a lot more just frustration within you. So I would be noticing, one, what am I complaining about, like in my head, and what can I do to solve that for me? And am I being honest with myself about this relationship? Is this relationship working for me? What do I require? Is this working for me? What can I say or ask for? And if you haven't had deeper levels of conversation around, like, what the relationship is, then that may be an opportunity there too. So I hope that gives you something. Okay. So Victoria, you posted your question. Okay. So, and I did see this one earlier, and this one is also kind of one of those tricky Band-Aid rip-off moments that the dead old ladies may be a little bit firm on this one. So it says, you're asking, why does it feel like the universe is punishing and forcing me to be lonely and unloved by others? I am extremely loving and kind and honest, but no one is coming into my life that I can hug and kiss and lean on. So I would just ask you to recognize, first of all, when you write that, how heavy does that feel? Because I know you haven't been in a lot of classes of mine or in any of my deeper programs, but one of the things we learn about is, if something feels really heavy, I mean, even reading that, I'm like, oh, then that indicates that that is not a truth. So post in the comments if that feels light or heavy to even write that. Because the truth is that, first of all, the universe is not punishing you. You are the universe. You are the universe. You're not separate from the universe. There's no universe outside of you that's doing something to you. So be aware of this victim mentality, because as soon as you go into this helpless space, then guess what you get to do? You get to wait around and not change anything. So it's really up to you to go, okay, wait a second. what is the choice that's here? In my classes, I teach about a lot of things, but one of the sort of archetypes that I share that can go from that embodies this when it's in the low vibe place, which is the low vibe place of what I call magic fairy princess. And this archetype is actually when she's kind of in that low vibe space, that polarity of like things don't work out for me. So that's the victim mentality, the hopelessness, that what is possible on the other side of that. What that indicates is, one, that's actually that's not true for you if it's heavy. And it's inviting you to say, what choice is here that I have not been willing to make? What is it? Because if you are the universe, you are connected to divine, you are included, you are loved. And this is a lie that you're buying into that's just perpetuating the drama and the trauma that keeps you from actually choosing something different in your life. And so what can you choose? What words can you say? And who is this speaking to you? This may be something that you have heard, or somebody else's drama that you're tapping into and buying as real, because just because you're feeling something doesn't mean you're that. So this one is kind of got a lot of like cockroaches in it of pain and drama. And I want to tell you that, simply put, when you're buying into that, I mean, that heaviness, it's a lie and it's not true. So, honestly, that one could use like a lot more time, but I hope that you can come to a place where you can say, wait a second, I am not, first of all, you're in this class. You are loved so much that you're in this class and you made a choice to be in this class. So start finding those little places where things are working out for you. Things are working out for you. Is the sun shining? Sometimes it's little incremental things like water tastes good. Like, what can you say? You got clothes on, you got a shelter over your head. Like, find something to acknowledge. Awesome. Okay. Yes, it's okay. It feels pretty heavy and it weighs on me daily. So I right now know if it's heavy, it's a lie. So then you're going to have to start with these baby steps. Okay, here's another one. Dear dead old ladies, I dreamt of my deceased dad last night after a very, very long time. What is the message he's trying to give me? Okay, well, first of all, that one is one you want to ask yourself. I mean, I can pull a card. We're going to see what Dolores says, but I would ask yourself, like, so, one of the things that I love about the dead old ladies are that they do have some pretty inspired wisdom around dating and relationships, but this is not a reason to take yourself out of the equation. You are the one that knows. So even though this is really fun and hilarious to pull recipe cards, I absolutely want you to remember that you are the most powerful being. So in those situations, especially with dreams, you start going, well, okay, what was that like for me? If that were my dream, and this is how we would talk about things I used to do dream circles. If that were my dream, I would be so that would make me feel cared for. that my dead dad showed up in my dream. And I would be just asking questions like, okay, how did that experience feel for me? And even as the oh wow, my dad said hello to me in my dream. And I don't mean like literally hi, but like showed up in my dream, showed up for me. Like, how good does it feel to know that even on the other side, they can come and connect with us? And that's one way a lot of these spirits love to talk to us, is through our dreams. Actually, I'm not going to pick a card for that because I feel like that was the answer that they were telling me. Sometimes they just talk to me, which is kind of interesting because this weekend when I thought, oh, wow, my schedule is really crazy. I'm at this conference. My brain was kind of fried from all of the change that happened by being there. And I thought, what if I couldn't find I have Carly, which is a deck that's in my car. I couldn't find Carly. Where is she? Did she roll under the seat? Did she go out for drinks? I don't know where she went. Couldn't find her. So I'm like rearranging the whole thing. But anyway, what they told me was that we don't even need the recipes. They just talk to me anyway, which they do talk to me anyway. So awesome. Okay, I do want to go to another VIP client write-in question because I want to make sure I don't miss any of those. Okay, so this one, dear dead old ladies, when I finally get to meet someone in person, how do I know if I'm genuinely attracted to them physically as opposed to just liking them as a friend? And how would I communicate that? Okay. That's interesting. Okay, and I'm seeing some comments. Sorry, I'm jumping around. Okay, I'm guessing this is Victoria. Okie dokie. Thank you. I'll work on being more positive. And hey, it's not even more positive. Positive then is like a polarity of like, you have to be happy all the time. Well, you get to choose to be happy and you get to choose to be on your own team. When you go into the victim mode, you've totally abandoned yourself. Okay, back to the question. How do I know if I'm physically attracted or just a friend? And how would I communicate that? All right, let's pull one from Dolores on that one. First of all, already, well, yeah, how do you know if you're physically attracted? Guess what? Relationships are body things. Your body will tell you. Your body's going to tell you if you're attracted. So, yes. Oh my gosh. This is funny. Okay. All right. So Dolores, she gave us beef with least fat. Beef with least fat, top round and eye of round. This is actually not a recipe. This is a knowledge. So they're already showing me, they're like, hey, you know this. You know what beef has the least fat. So you just want to be aware, ask yourself, usually when there's some kind of attraction, you're just noticing that you're wanting to lean in more. You're noticing that there's some tingling or, some energy. And at this point, like when you're getting to know someone, so wherever any of you out there have bought into this idea that you have to have chemistry on a first date, will you please destroy and uncreate that? And when I say destroy and uncreate, I mean just destroy and uncreate it by saying yes out loud. So by saying yes out loud, you're letting go of all of that energy that's hooking into you, that holds this lie or this story or this point of view that's very limiting. So if you have this idea that you have to have chemistry right away, then you're only looking at that. You're not actually in the presence of, I wonder what this person's about, or let me get to know this person. It takes time to get to know someone. And so likewise, if you've taken some time to get to know someone and then you discover, oh, I'm not attracted, or I'm not really feeling it like that, and then you want to end it, it doesn't make all of that time before that wrong or bad or like, oh, I should have known. So just notice how much beating ourselves up that we do recreationally when it's not necessary. This is something where it takes a little time. Hey, Francine, do you want to come over here? Hi. What's happening? Yes. Okay. So, and then the second part of that question was, and how do I communicate that? Well, you communicate it in the best ways you can. I encourage you all to stop needing to tie a big red bow on communications. Like sometimes it's going to be awkward or messy, or you're not going to know what to say, but you have an awareness that something needs to be spoken. I encourage people to even say that. Say, you know what? Something's coming up for me. I'm not really sure what the words are. And, I know that we're getting to know each other, and I'm not sure like where I am with this, if I see this as a romantic thing or not. But I wanted to let you know. I mean, you can speak like that. You can speak from the place of, here's what I know now, and I just had this sense. So being aware is the most powerful thing, because if you have that awareness of like, oh, I'd like to say something and I'm not sure what to say that. And then let the person contribute, because when you're in a partnership and you're creating with someone, it's not just, hi, I'm going to be standing on this stage and giving you a lecture on what our relationship is. It's like, let's discover this together. Okay. All right. So we got that one. All right. Okay. We are going to wrap up really soon. All right. Are there any other questions? Oh, Steph. Hi. Dear Dead Old Ladies, what do I need to prepare myself around my trip to my dad's in Arizona? Okay. So let's see what energy pops. Let's bring Abigail. All right. So Abigail, see what she has to say. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Do I always say that? Probably. First of all, how amazing is this recipe? Seafood salad mold. And it does include Jell-O, and it does include a star sticker, the same kind of star sticker my dance teacher at Miss Judy's Snap and Tap. No, it wasn't called that. But anyway, if you could do a full split, which I could, she would put a star on your forehead. I always loved getting those. Anyway, this is hilarious. Okay, it has Jell-O in it. Wow. So they're really showing me this. Well, first of all, a lot of amusement. I mean, it's yellow, it's got the star, it has Jell-O. Jell-O is jiggly, it's lemon. The recipe itself is a little terrifying. So they are acknowledging the situation may not be comfortable. Not a lot of people in 2021 are probably too excited to stick their fork in a slice of seafood salad mold, which includes Jell-O and shrimp and boiled eggs. I'm not kidding you. Onion and mayonnaise and crab meat. Holy cow. No, thank you. So just be aware of what is sort of palatable for you. And, the interesting part of Jell-O is like it holds all that stuff together. So you don't have to ingest it. you can let it all kind of float in that space and stay on the outside. You get to make that choice. So, you know, I wonder how this metaphor for, and I happen to know you who asked the question, and I know that, you know, dealing with this stuff is not like a vacation at a beach in Mexico. And, you know, can you really honor yourself and be able to be the one that says, you know, no, thank you, and keep all of that stuff contained in its space. You don't have to go in. So, how many times for any of you have you been in a situation where you've decided that in order to look like you care about someone, that you care about them, then you go into like feeling all of their stuff for them or trying to fix them or trying to heal them. So be aware of that for every one of you out there, like where you may, you know, try to create value in your world by jumping into other people's worlds and trying to change them or you know, like there's no way we're getting the eggs and the canned crab out of this jello mold. That's just not happening. And most people aren't even taking a bite. So you have to be the shining star for yourself. Yay. And how much fun is that? Like to really actually honor yourself in a way maybe you haven't done before and keep asking yourself, like, what would it take for this to be greater than I could imagine? What could it take for me to have a deeper honoring? And what would it take for even this trip to contribute to my life in ways that I didn't expect? You know, beyond the obligatory, I need to go because it's my family thing. Okay, well, I hope that was helpful. All right. Okay, I think we might be done. I think we might be done. Okay, everyone, thank you for being here. Wow, almost an hour. So many of you. I'm so grateful for you. It's so great to have you here. And if any of you would like to join Galore, we just started. I know a lot of you are already in it. I'm going to put the sign up below, getsuperlove.com/next up. The Dead Old Lady readings are something that we do special on Sundays typically, but then we do daily practices. We're going to have a special activation in this class, and there's some other bonuses that I've added in that I typically haven't done for these kinds of series. So I'm really excited to share that stuff too. Awesome, everyone. All right. See you all really soon. Bye.